What's going on, guys? I just wanted to give you a quick update on Project TJ. I didn't really film a lot of this stuff. Took some photos. I'll try to include those in here. I did a handful of upgrades since the last time I updated, and I'm even I've done so many. I'm even having a hard time remembering what all they were. So I'm just going to go down the list. I'm going to start with interior to the exterior and talk about some of those. So really cool items that I found along the way, as far as even some of the radio stuff that I've done since I've been in here. The radio part's not totally complete yet. I'm still tinkering with different locations for antennas, but we can leave that for another day. But yeah, so let me grab the phone, flip it around, and show you. All right, first off, I've updated my stereo. I'll put a link in the description below. I really dig this one. It's got wireless Apple CarPlay. It gives me the ability to have my navigation running from my phone. It's really easy to use. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, when I get out of the Apple CarPlay and I go back, the user interface is pretty nice. I'm actually able to incorporate, not sure if I ever showed this before, but my, one sec, let me unlock the door. So I have one of those modules on the OBD2 port. I'm able to connect that to my stereo and have my onboard diagnostics on here. I can build that out however I want to using that Torque app, because this is an Android unit. So I'm able to put any Android application on here that I want. So along with that, what else do I have? I have quite a few things. APRS droid. There's a lot of stuff on here that's kind of radio related, stuff that I use on the regular. Let me move this out of the way, sorry. But yeah, mainly I can use Zello if I want to, connect it to my phone, or if I bring my hotspot, I can hotspot it to my phone, or I can, if I have my mobile hotspot with me, I can run this thing on data and have that ability. Like I said, anything that's Android based, there's Torque right there. The radio app is pretty common, works pretty well. So Z-Links 5 is what the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto links through, and you can do that either wired or wireless. Sometimes with my radio stuff, it gives me a few issues. I can key up on the radio and it gives me a hard time. But yeah, all in all, it's a pretty seamless integration. You see it fits perfectly. If any of you saw before the other stereo, I liked it, but it finally died on me. It didn't do too well. This one's actually fairly inexpensive versus the other one. The other one was way more expensive. And yeah, it died. Texas heat just ate it. This one's more in the 150 range when I purchased it. I don't know what it is now. Like I said, I'll put a link in the description and show you. But yeah, it sounds really good. I have, following the stereo, I did do the upgraded, what are these, the 6.5 inch speakers. I 3D printed an adapter, which has a little gap there, but that's me and my printing abilities. I've got a new printer now and I need to redo these, but essentially it's an adapter that you're able to put bigger speakers into your pods. They sound great. I've got also I did the adapter pods in the dash. So I took the oval, the tiny little oval shapes out of there. They also have the standard size that fit in the top in there. I had some kickers that were really nice, and they're in the dash. So this thing sounds really good. On top of that, I have a subwoofer. This thing, don't worry about that. This thing here, I have a subwoofer installed. It is, let me try to give you a good view. I don't use a back seat. I took it out and plan to keep it out, but there's the idea. And just to look in the back with my top, my new hard top, I'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, subwoofer sitting in the back. It gives me ample room to store things and move things around. Pardon the wiring, I'm still working on a few things. So yeah, so there's the stereo. Along with some other interior mods, I found these knobs on Amazon. Kind of brings it to a more modern feel. And remember, this is a 2003 TJ. I also went behind all of these controls and even into my dash and the interior lights underneath here, as well as those right there. And I installed LEDs for the interior lighting, which makes so much of a difference. It's very dramatic. What else have I done? I 3D printed this little rig here. So I have this, it's driven by design little addition to the top. I know you see a bunch of these, and some of them actually come with these type connectors, but they're kind of janky. So what I did is I bought a standard one a while back and absolutely love it. It adds to the aesthetics. I end up tossing a lot of things up here on the regular, my wallet and things while I'm driving. Those of you who drive a TJ know that it's, you know, it takes up a lot of space. And then I 3D printed this stanchion, or whatever you want to call it, to use the existing screw holes that are in that. So there's no new holes. There's some holes for the original pad. When I put this down, I used those two holes. When I 3D printed the base that's in here, I also just used some longer screws. And with that, I'm able to add kind of whatever I want. But I have two like ram ball style, and I 3D printed this entire, the entire thing is all 3D printed. One, when we are, you know, road tripping, traveling, you know, I keep, you know, a radio up there, just to give you an idea, real good view of it. And then I'm also able to run my GMRS handheld, my microphone, and run it. So yeah, so interior aesthetics, very nice. I did have another mount designed for my my radio, my actual GMRS radio I have installed, but I found out that there's a metal bar running behind this little plate here. So I just ran some screws into that. I really don't like drilling into my dash, but this one is very usable. I have quite a few radios, so even if I change to a different radio, that same placement would be used. It is well out of the way of your rider's legs. Any of you who know the seat that the driver's seat, I have an extension to move the seat back 4 inches. I haven't done that on the passenger side yet, but since I've committed to pulling the back seat out, that's happening very soon. I'm gonna go ahead and move this thing back and give the rider plenty of leg room here. And you'll see if you're familiar, I went ahead and took all the seat belts, everything. I stripped everything from the back seat, from the Jeep, out of it. What else? I also installed push button start, remote start, locks. I have, let me just show you real quickly. So yeah, I got power locks installed. So I run actuators. Still got some work to do there. You see those white wires in the door. They are running all over. I haven't installed the rear gate yet, but coming soon. I have the plugs that I'm gonna actually put plugs on this where I can unplug it, take the doors off very easily. Right now it's hardwired, but I'll have to eventually just cut that, snip it, and put the wires in. But yeah, it was all one assembly. There again, I'll put a link down in the description. I didn't do a how-to. It took me some trial and error to do that, but once I figured it out with the Jeep, it really wasn't that complicated. It took some getting used to. I definitely had to utilize the emergency brake grounding. There's a plug that's down inside here. When you have your emergency brake on, it hits a ground, and there's a trigger on the remote start that it links to, so it won't let it remote start without this engaged. That way, if you do leave it in gear, you have the you do leave it in gear and you don't have the emergency brake down, you know, it'll at least deter it. Before I did that, it actually did happen a few times. So yeah, but it looks pretty nice, and yeah, and I might do a detailed video, but I did a little something extra. Is I took my key my proximity sensor is installed inside this assembly now, and this is actually the, well, not the factory key, but a copy of the factory key. I did not destroy my original keys. I made a set of copies, and I used the copies to utilize this function. So now I'm able to have a manual override literally where that button is. You know, in an emergency, something goes wrong electronically, I can rip that button out very quickly and stick this key in the ignition and turn it over and crank it so it still works. Moving on. So see, I talked about the radio. I found these pretty inexpensive seat covers. I'd love to give you a link to those on Amazon, but yeah, they were like 20 bucks and I love them. But I did rip the one that I'm sitting on, something in my pocket, and I went to buy a new set and they are no longer available. So there are some inexpensive options out there on Amazon that fit really, really well in the Jeep. They're really nice, kind of a leather look, but there are others I saw that are just like these that I'm actually probably going to pick up another set. What else? Radio. Along with the radio, I'm not fully happy with where I've got it at the moment, but it's there. But the Midland, the Midland speaker here for my radio is actually, has got some AI capabilities, some noise canceling built into it. I'm able to reach back very easily and press that top button to adjust how much noise canceling. It's pretty amazing. If you use radio, you know that is pretty important. Another major improvement is I added these Quadratec floor mats. I've had them for quite a while, actually. We get a good view of them. There we go. I've got two in the front and I have one in the back for, you know, just whatever, any kind of cargo you don't want to touch the carpet. And then recently I put a carpet kit, a very inexpensive carpet kit in. But when I put it in, I actually went to Home Depot, and I'll drop a link in the description of that as well. Went to Home Depot and I found some insulation that's stick on, and it works pretty amazing. I have absolutely killed about 90% of the noise that used to flare up inside here that drove me insane. So yeah, and then obviously, you know, got my trusty phone holder here that links to my stereo. You know, a couple other options. My radio actually has a port that is fast charging. I can charge my phone from almost dead to 100% in quite a fast amount of time. It's one of those smart ports, so whatever the device is pulling, it gives it full power. What else? The main thing, one of the main things at least, is this new top. I've got the Bulldog hard tops. So I went with this because it has the roof rack system built into it. It's solid. I went with this gray speckled interior, and I don't know what the audio sounds like. I was kind of using that also as a point to talk about. Is my Jeep is running right now, idling, and you know, oh yeah, with the stereo, there's my microphone for talking on the headset. But yeah, it really absolutely kills the sound inside. So with the carpet and the sound deadening, and I also put the carpet in the back as well. The back doesn't fit on the tubs as well as I wanted it to. You see a lot of wrinkles in there, but I don't really mind. I'm sorry, I got a phone call in the middle of videoing. But yeah, it's not a perfect fit, but it works. I don't have a seat back there, so I don't really care. It's just more killing the noise. Yeah, it works. The hardtop actually comes with a battery powered LED that is actually pretty bright, and you know, pardon the smudges on the window. But yeah, you have tinted windows all the way around in the back. I got to tint the front, just haven't made it that far yet. But it's a pretty phenomenal top. I mean, kill the Jeep for the moment. Yeah, I kill the Jeep, it automatically unlocks just like it's supposed to. And let me step out and show you the hardtop. All right, so here's the top. Looks really good. You see I got my rooftop tint on, but I went with the Rhino rack system that came on the top. Pretty easy to take off and snatch off the One of the coolest things that I love about the top itself is the gull wing side doors. So when we're camping, I'm able to pop that up both sides, reach in, get what I need. All lockable, matching keys all the way around. Got the DV8 off of Amazon, gas cap cover. What else? Oh yeah, the bumpers. Got these new bumpers off Amazon. Some of this was a gift from my best friends, which are absolutely amazing and know how much I love my Jeep. I did the black grill covers. There's the front bumper that matches, and it looks absolutely phenomenal. And then those of you who remember my pocket style fenders, I got rid of those, and I put these rough country 5-inch or 5.5, whatever they are, put on that. And let's see, and sidebars, the side steps. These side steps are freaking awesome, and it gives it just an amazing aesthetic. I absolutely love it. The Jeep just looks killer. The tent actually adds a lot of wind noise to it, but you know, been able to deal with it pretty well so far. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, under the hood. Right, so under the hood, I had some overheating problems last summer and blew a radiator, and I replaced the radiator, replaced the fan clutch, replaced that bottle because it was nasty. Yeah, I updated the ignition coil, and you see this huge Banks Ram Air system inside, and that thing is killer. I do not get to off-road much anymore. I know a lot will say this is not good for off-roading, but I am not really concerned about that. I just don't do it enough. I did keep my factory to swap it if I ever needed to, but I just don't think I'm ever gonna get to that level of off-roading. Again, the older I get, the less I care about really trashing this thing up. So I've been slowly trying to clean up under the engine bay. With the stereo system, went with these gold-plated lug battery terminals to go along with all the other accessories that I have. I have a few items I actually haven't put on yet. I finally found a replacement for this hood light, so I'm going to replace that soon. It's actually on my desk inside. Gave it a good cleanup. Still have some things I need to work out there. On the top, yeah, there's the antenna. I actually, because of the rooftop tent, my antenna doesn't protrude up enough to really get any good range, so I have a temporary connection up on my rack to get me some elevation, and that really lets me talk for like quite a few miles. I'm able to talk 20, 25, 30 miles simplex with my 50-watt radio. What else? Yeah, Project TJ ongoing. Oh yeah, I knew I'd forget something. So I picked up some inexpensive fog lights to put on the front. They're running on a switch inside. They're running on the factory fog light switch on my side controls on my dash. I upgraded the headlights to these better version. The black rings, I just painted the chrome ones because they were getting pretty dingy looking anyway, so I just scuffed them down quite a bit. But yeah, Oredro, I don't know how to pronounce that, to be honest, but that is the brand. It's got a cutout there. I really kind of want to put a LED light in there just to light that up. All right, one last thing that I can remember is these taillights. These taillights are awesome. LED, really flat, really nice actually. Only downside is you have to relocate your tag slightly down, and believe it or not, it worked out perfect with my bumper. It's like it's sitting about 3 millimeters right above my bumper there, so it doesn't affect it much at all. But yeah, the taillights are pretty slick. This is my standard antenna mount port that I have here. I've got a cap on it because I'm running this guy. But yeah, you see, the Jeep's got a good look to it. It's got a good stance. It's pretty filthy right now. It needs another good cleaning. But yeah, I'm gonna take the tent off. I actually commute to work in this thing on the daily, and yeah, I really think it's coming along. It's come a long way, and I'll try to find a picture from what it looked like originally, just show you the phases that it's been through over time. All right, so hope you enjoy the update on Project TJ. This is my daily commuter these days, and you know, don't get to do much off-roading. We still go camping and such, and I put the tent on, gonna go camping in the spring. It just didn't work out, and I just haven't had a chance to take it back off yet. But it really doesn't hurt in this configuration to drive it around just like this. So hope you enjoy. Hit me with any questions in the chat where I got things. I'm gonna try to post links to all the bits and pieces that I can find. And if I miss something, call me out, point it out in the chat, and I will add it. Thanks for watching, guys.